Well, hey there, Glenn and Sam here, and we're glad to see that this is actually rolling. We just recorded half a video that we didn't actually record because the record button was missed. But
Practice makes perfect.
hey, that's all right. Yeah, we're ready to roll. We are up here at our production site. This is where Sam spends all of his time making the mead with the minions.
The minions.
Did I tell you about the crazy minion thing we saw at Christmas?
No.
Okay, I'll show you this later. So Sam likes to refer to his guys here as the minions, and they all have a good time with that. And the glasses sort of fit that in. So, but yeah, this is where all our fermentation happens. In fact, right here in this tank, we've got a mead that was in Mead Lab but has graduated and is coming, right?
Yep, and we call it Caramel Kisses. It was originally known as Candy Apple. But we decided to change the name to match up with our song.
To get some song in there, yeah.
And this is basically a caramelized honey and apple cider mead. It basically tastes like a candy apple that's coated in caramel.
Yeah.
It was widely raved over by our staff and our guests.
Yeah.
And we were told that we needed to make this in bottles, and so here you go.
Yeah.
You'll be getting this in the fall.
Now, it's not ready yet. It's coming, though, so just to give you a little something to get excited about. But we're here to talk about our 2024 February club release. 6 meads in it, like usual. We have a couple of our flagship meads, and that's the ones we're going to start with to talk about. So first up is our Scarborough Fair. This is one of the first meads we ever made. This is made with rosemary and thyme and star thistle honey. On the drier side, I'd recommend pairing this with pork chops or any kind of pork or lamb. If you make lamb, anything you'd season with rosemary is nice. Had it with turkey dinner. That works out really well too. But a little history on this one. Before the meadery opened, and we were kind of in the planning stages, we submitted Scarborough Fair that we had made at home, just a little small batch, to the Mazer Cup, the biggest mead competition in the world. And we got we won a medal for that one, and that was sort of our okay, I think we can do this mead thing. We may be able to pull it off. So that's a fun mead for us that we love having around, and we haven't had it in a club release for a little while. So there's Scarborough Fair, and then we also have
another one of our flagships. This is Raspberry Passion. This one is actually one of my personal favorites that we produce all the time. It's loaded with the flavor of raspberries and passion fruit. There's a lot of fruit in here, as well as the Appalachian wildflower honey. This one, those tart fruits are really nicely balanced by the honey sweetness.
Yeah.
It does come across as a drier mead on the semi-dry side. I love it though. I could drink this pretty much
It's
anytime.
easy. It's an easy one to drink. Yeah.
And it pairs up with a lot of things. You can have it with sweeter things. You can have it with creamy desserts or cheeses, because anything that you can think of the fruits going well with is going to really go well with this.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, dark chocolate. Cheese. And yeah, it's a real easy one to pair. Yeah. Well, next up, we have 2 brand new ones. We like to have new releases for our new meads for our club releases. At least one, but you've got 2 this time. I'm going to start you with this mead that we named Eye of the Sizer. Real fun label on this one. Sizer might be a word that you're not familiar with. Sizer is a mead that is made when you ferment honey and apple cider together. So every fall, we head out to our friends at Showalters, thank you. I lost the name there. Showalters, and they're out in the western part of the state near Harrisonburg. They press the apples, and on that day, we go and pick up a full tote of apple cider. We bring it back, goes directly into the tanks, and we start fermenting. And this one we blend with honey. So what honey did we blend with this one?
So this one got blended with 2 honeys, both blueberry blossom and one of the Virginia wildflower honeys.
Right.
So the blueberry blossom, we think, brings a really nice pairing with the apples. It sort of tends to bring out the apple flavor because it has a bit of a fruitiness and sort of a richness that really tends to amplify that.
Yeah, and we've been saving this one for this release for a while. We've been aging it. So this was actually apples that came out in 2022.
Yep.
Right, fall of 22.
Yep.
And so this has been aging, waiting for this release, and
sat in a barrel for some time, and it's lovely.
Yeah, I think you will love it. So that's Eye of the Sizer. Next up.
So next is All That Glitters. I love this label that our artist came up with. He's phenomenal, I have to say. This one is our first one made exclusively with Hampton Roads honey. We had a great partnership this past year with an apiarist who was able to provide us with hundreds of pounds of locally produced
he's done
honey.
well here.
And we not only sold his honey itself, but we had enough of it to make this mead, which we're presenting to you. The honey itself is just really robustly flavored with floral just brightness, as well as you're going to get a little bit of note of beeswax in there too. I mean, so it literally tastes like the honey. We were able to do that by fermenting it very low and slow.
And it's a little sweeter than a lot of our traditionals.
It's definitely sweeter
right?
than some of the traditionals, but we kind of wanted that so that it actually reminds you even more of the honey.
Yeah,
that
it
came
expresses
from.
the honey better when you have that extra level of sweetness.
Yeah. You're gonna like this one.
Yeah. So that's All That Glitters. Now we've got the last two meads. If you haven't done your shopping for Valentine's Day, we're here for you. These are fun meads for Valentine's, but we've got the return of Strawberry Shortcake. So one of the best-selling meads we have is our Strawberry Swing. Tons of strawberry flavor, alfalfa honey, which alfalfa is a great palette to paint on because it doesn't add a whole lot of extra character. So the strawberry, which is a little more delicate, can really kind of jump in there. But we wanted this to taste like a cupcake, like strawberry shortcake. And so we added some vanilla to this, and then back sweetened with meadow foam honey, which
gives it a creaminess.
So good, so good. So this did really well for us last year, and we thought we'd bring it back. So that's Strawberry Shortcake.
Yep. And then the last one we've got is the return of That's a S'more. We were chastised heavily by our clientele for not doing this last year. We thought we'd take a break, bring you some new things. Apparently we were wrong. So we brought back That's a S'more. This is a personal favorite of mine, again, for a number of reasons. One is it tastes like s'mores. We've got the chocolate in there from Cocoa Nibs. We've got the marshmallow, which comes from meadow foam honey, which is one of the other flavors it expresses. And more interestingly, we have graham cracker notes that actually come from caramelizing some of the Virginia wildflower honey. It was something we accidentally discovered, and it came out in this mead. It also has one of the cutest labels we ever have, these little marshmallows.
Marshmallow lovers.
Yeah, marshmallow lovers in a gondola. What can you say?
Yeah, this is that mead, by the way. If you haven't had it yet, this was one where we wanted to make a s'mores mead, and Sam had the chocolate and marshmallow was there, and I was like, what are we gonna do to get the cracker? And I came back a few weeks later, and he's like, hey, taste this. And I was like, are you a magician? What did you do here? So yeah, it's pretty fun. If you look for the graham cracker, you can taste it. Yep. Although I assure you, there's no graham in it. And so makes it pretty fun.
Still gluten-free.
Still gluten-free, yeah. So thank you so much for being a club member, for watching. These meads are terrific. I hope you get a chance to taste them all. If you're not in the club, if you are in the club, enjoy. And we look forward to seeing you at the meadery sometime soon. All the best.